on out there? How's it going? It's been a while. I took my first live stream break that I've ever taken. I was doing live streams before they were available on YouTube or Instagram. I did live stream. I was on Facebook the day that they made Facebook Live available, and I tried it that day, and I've pretty much was doing every Saturday for at least 5 years straight, close to 6 years. And then basically just had a lot of traveling going on the last few months, and it just made it a lot more difficult to do them consistently because I had all kinds of, fun, still Marty music related things going on, but not totally able to do it live. I even have Brian is here. Brian, how are you?
Good, everybody. How are you doing? I've been gone for like 3 months.
3 months, man. That is crazy. So it was kind of nice to take a little break. I mean, I missed Brian, of course, but in some ways it was nice to take a break from the live stuff just because I had that little extra time every Saturday to be working on some other stuff that I was doing. I hung out with the guitar player from Greta Van Fleet. Did you see that, Brian? That I did that?
That's right.
So that video is going to come out next month. I did a movie promotion for... do you see that, Brian?
No.
I did a movie promotion for the movie coming out called The Protege.
Really?
There was a Gibson guitar in it, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, I did a movie.
Sounds big.
Yeah, I'm in an internet commercial that's like not for Marty Music, but actually for Rocket Mortgage.
Rocket Mortgage.
So I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Rainbow Kitten Surprise? Didn't I see that?
Oh yeah, and just did a guitar tours. That was in Nashville. That was with a cool band that I actually like. I think you guys would like Rainbow Kitten Surprise if you haven't heard of them yet. I also got to do some... Great name, yeah. I also got to do a couple of things at the Gibson Garage that is in Nashville. And one of those things that I made, there's a video coming out, but I don't know if everyone... I know everyone doesn't see every post I post, but I did a thing where I invited people could come up on stage and jam with me at the Gibson Garage. And we filmed it all. And so that went really well. Hopefully it translates well to a video, but that went amazing. I did a thing where I went to, and none of these videos are out yet. So I did a thing where I went to different pawn shops in Nashville, and we bought like a super hard beat up old acoustic and fixed it up. So that's another video coming out. I sat in with my friend Jason Eskridge, who I have played music with. I got to sit in with his gig that he had, and it was his birthday that night, and that like totally raged. My wife and kids came out to Nashville, and so that's kind of was like our little summer vacation we did. So yeah, nonstop stuff, and I've been back I've been back for 2 weeks, but the reason I didn't do a live stream last week, I had just gotten back the night before on that Friday. I got back that Thursday, and then Friday there was a surprise birthday party for my younger brother Zach, who turned 40. So, but it wasn't near San Diego, it was up in Orange County, so I had to stay up there. So that's why I didn't do a live stream last week. Yeah, what's up, Brian?
Just a $50 super chat.
Super
From
chat.
Josh Norco.
Josh Norco.
Lunch is on me.
Josh, thank you.
Josh.
Thank
It's
you.
good to see Josh again, by the way. Josh, you were one of the people I listed as I missed him.
Yeah, man, Josh Norco, we missed you. Savi S is exhausted just hearing me explain it.
Scott Casterline says you live in San Diego. That is a vacation.
San Diego is, and I gotta say, I was in Nashville during like the hottest, most humid time of the year, and you would walk outside. I'm not kidding, and a lot of you experience this, but we don't get this in California. Brian, you'll hear this. It's super bright too. Got to have sunglasses on. Hey, Gavin. So you got to have sunglasses on. You just crack your door open to go outside, and your sunglasses go of steam. Like, no, you can't see out of sunglasses. You have to actually, like, windshield wipe them away. It's so hot and humid. It was ridiculous. So, yes, San Diego is... You have to pay a lot of money, though, to be in San Diego. I mean, just extra money. I don't mean, you know, just like groceries, gas, your electric bill, my internet bill, all of that stuff. Tacos, everything. I mean, the most important thing, tacos, right? So, real quick, I was getting questions about various guitars in my guitar collection, and so I just wanted to... I grabbed 3 guitars that I'm going to talk about, and you can keep your comments coming. Brian is doing his best. I'm also live streaming for the first time, doing my Saturday live stream on TikTok as well. How's it going? TikTok, Instagram. Hope you guys are great out there.
Because of the angle on Instagram, we've had people questioning if you have twin Les Pauls. Because they see in the background that in the dark looks very similar.
Yes, they're not exactly the same though. They're different. But I'm talking about this one right now. This is one that actually Gibson gave to me. I'm assuming this is a 2019, and it's their, you know, when they got new ownership, they really upped the quality of the guitars again. And this is the 50s. I think it's the classic 50s is what you call it, in a dark tobacco burst. No push-pull crud, no robot tuner crud, just pure 50s style Les Paul. And I mean, you heard me with that was the Schwarzenegger Overdrive. But I mean, you can hear... Anyway, so I got this one. It was another time I was in Nashville. And by the way, my network, the amazing help I get with Marty Music, the network I'm under is called Maiden Network. So like I have a little team, but a strong team that helps me. They're based in Nashville. So that's really, I love Nashville, but it's been the main reason I started going there years ago is because of the amazing, creative young team that helps me do what I do. So that's what's drawn me there, was the actual resources of my collaborators. But then I've grown to just love the city, and I have friends there, and it's Music City. The best musicians are there, or are moving there, or have moved there. So that's the main thing. But I was there before the pandemic, and I was shooting... I was basically there doing a bunch of stuff, but I was shooting... We wanted to shoot a bunch of Led Zeppelin lessons, and so I borrowed this exact guitar from Gibson. So they just loaned it to me while I was there. And then when I started doing the live streams for Gibson during the pandemic, they shipped it to me as a gift, but it was the same guitar because the serial number was... I had taken a picture of the original guitar when I was just borrowing it, and it had the serial number on the case, like drawn on. And so when they shipped this one to me, I was like, I played it first. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the exact guitar, not just a similar one, but the same one. I don't know. There was some, force energy still in the guitar that I recognized. So I referenced through my pictures, and I saw the same serial number. I was like, oh crap, it's the same guitar, and I loved it. So thank you to Gibson. And Gibson has been really great to work with. They don't, people assume like I can only play Gibsons in my videos now, and that's actually not true. I just genuinely love the different Gibsons that I have. But that brings me to one of the oldest and guitars that I've put the most hours into. is my Heritage. You guys, if you've been watching me for a few years or from way back, you might recognize this Heritage. What looks like a Gibson ES335 is a Heritage 535 is what they call it. And I had this guitar before YouTube existed. I believe it's a 90s is when it was made. I bought it used. And I had sold a 335. This is still before YouTube. So I had another 335 that you may have, a dark tobacco 335 that I had to sell 6 or 7 years ago. That's a different story. Much different story. But this one, I needed a 335 again. I had gotten rid of one. Long story. But anyway, I got this. And I fell in love with it. It was a perfect guitar for me. I'm always been a 335 guy. So this was a lot cheaper than a Gibson at the time. They're pretty expensive now, the Heritage guitars. At the time, I want to say I got this for like $1,400 used. Bought it from someone in Carlsbad, California. I have played the crud out of this guitar. I've toured Europe and Canada, and this guitar has been to Mexico, and then it's also been, all over the United States. When I used to, in my past life, when I played a lot more gigs and played for people as a guitar player. No mods done to this guitar. It's just been a great guitar for me. Just solid 335 style. Basically, Heritage Guitars was the original Gibson factory in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Gibson moved to Memphis, Tennessee, I believe in the 80s, and some of the people at the factory in Michigan started Heritage Guitars. They didn't want to move from Michigan or stop building guitars, and they had a factory, so they started Heritage Guitars, and that's the story of that. They still make fantastic guitars. Any questions over there, Brian?
Somebody wants to know if it's heavy.
I would say it's actually a little bit lighter than my Gibson ES335. I'd say lighter than this Les Paul as well. And yeah, I have another Heritage hollow body as well that's down in another part of the house. I only picked 3 electrics to share in this live stream, so I have one more to show you guys. And it's one of the oldest guitars that I've had, or one of the guitars I've had the longest in my life. And I'm about to show you that one. But Heritage, before, let's just put it this way, before I still like Heritage, but before I started working with Gibson, there's been multiple times where I reached out to Heritage myself to work with them, and I gave every opportunity to work with them starting over 10 years ago, and it just didn't happen. How's that, Brian?
It's good. Scott Casterline is hoping that the next guitar is going to be your surf green Strat.
Ooh, not this time. I'd have to leave the live stream to go get it. No, but you're close. You're close.
That is a cool guitar.
That surf green?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's crazy is my newer videos, it gets, when my editors edit it, I've changed to when you guys see my bluish and light gray background, that's actually a green screen now. So when I play that surf green guitar, after they color the video, it ends up looking sonic blue. So people are thinking I have a new sonic blue guitar. It's the surf green. It's just the way the video has to be color corrected. It doesn't come off surf green anymore. Anyway. All right. Here's my next guitar. It's a Fender. It is a Telecaster, American Standard Telecaster. I would joke and say banana pudding yellow. It's blonde is what they would call that, a blonde Telecaster. Do blondes have more fun? I'm not sure. Possibly. But this is a Fender American Standard Telecaster, and I'm thinking that the year would be a 1997 or a 1996. It was around the time I was graduating college, and my dad bought this guitar for me as like a graduation gift. And I was actually playing in my guitar teacher. I had taken over for my guitar teacher, Chris Sherlin. I had taken over his gig, and I was playing in a professional band with guys that are my age now as a young 21, 22-year-old. And my dad got this for me.
Is that the Function?
Function, yeah. The Function was the name of the band. I've known Brian so long that he's actually saw the Function play live. And so if I turn that off, oops, what's going on here? Might be the cable. I wish I had every guitar I've ever owned. But back in the olden days, to get a new guitar, I had to get rid of a guitar. So I've had my very first electric that I bought when I could play guitar. I had to save up money and everything. And it was a Mexican candy apple red Fender Strat. Wish I still had it. I've had like 4 different G&L guitars that I wish I still had. Because there was a while where I was really playing a lot of the groups that I was playing in lended itself a lot more to single coil Fender style. So I had some G&Ls for a while. I had let's see. I had a big 175 style Heritage hollow body that I got rid of to get that Heritage. Man, I had this orange, one of the G&Ls was like orange Telecaster. Oh, it was sweet. All right, let me look at some of your questions.
I got a question.
Okay.
Why do people call it B flat instead of A sharp?
Is that like a legitimate question? Why do they call it B flat instead of A sharp? Well, they call it both. But the real reason has to do with, like, okay, so here's a B flat note or an A sharp note. You've got A below it, and you've got B above it, and so you can call that A sharp or B flat. But it usually has to do with the key that the song's coming from. So in other words, if I'm playing the B major scale, that 7th tone of the scale, so there's B, and then that's the 7. So like, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. So if I'm playing the B major scale, you don't want 2 B's in that scale. You're going to have a B natural and an A sharp, which would be the 7th. So it's usually in reference, in context to what the key or scale it's coming from. How was that, Brian, as a non-music studied guy?
That was great, and that was my assumption when I read the question is that was the answer.
Yeah. Now, Brian, someone asked if you play guitar. You do know the basic chords and stuff, but
Yeah.
you're not we don't know each other through music.
I've got 3 chords I can jam on.
Yeah, but I will say Brian is an absolute musicologist. Giant music collection of vinyl and digital music. Had Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd posters on the wall when we were like in 5th grade, 6th grade. Is that when you got turned on to classic rock, like 6th grade?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So Brian's always had amazing taste in music, and we've just grown up together, so...
We got another question here.
Okay, another question, everyone.
This person wants to know what you think of Her, because they think it's awesome that an R&B singer plays guitar.
I think Her, artist name Her, is phenomenal. I've listened to Her a lot, and actually I am friends with all 3 members of a band that I love called Soul Live. Anyone wants good guitar music, you should definitely check out Soul Live. One word, Soul Live. Soul Live. But when the first time I heard Her, I said, she has listened to Soul Live. I knew it right away that she had listened to Soul Live. And so I reached out to my buddy Alan Evans, the drummer that I've done some covers with recently. He's the drummer of Soul Live. And I was like, hey, tell me about Her. You must be familiar with her. And he was like, yeah, basically, I don't know how many years ago, because she is still really young, but when she was like a teenager, 14 or 15 years old, her father took her to Soul Live, and like they got to meet him, and she got to play some guitar for them way back then. And so my ear was right. I think she's great. Other questions, Brian?
Lots of questions.
All right, give me another one. We're gonna wrap up soon, so.
I didn't get another one in my mind. What do you think about scalloped guitars?
Scalloped frets. I haven't messed with them enough. Someone's asking me about Jared James Nichols. I saw him when I was in Nashville. I would think something like next time I'm in Nashville, maybe we could do something together. So that could happen. He's a really nice guy. X Frez says, do I own Bitcoin? Please answer. I own a tiny little bit of Bitcoin. Nothing that literally I've spent more on a Lego thing for my kid than what I have in Bitcoin. People love guitar.
Ozzy Farrow wants to know what your favorite YouTube channel to watch is.
Ozzy Farrow, how are you? What's my favorite YouTube channel? Let's see, I've released 7 videos a week. I don't have time to watch any YouTube.
Jack Black has a good one.
Jack Black's YouTube is awesome. Jablinski Games, yeah, that's a good one. I mean, Rick Beato does make amazing content. I gotta throw him out there. I mean, he's killing it.
Oh, someone said you're the Ed Sheeran of Michael Palmisano's channel.
I'm the Ed Sheeran of Michael Palmisano's channel.
Is that a thing? Is there a...
I don't know exactly what that means, but I've known Michael Palmisano for at least 6 or 7 years, and I'm so happy to see his channel doing so well. But I don't know if I'm the Ed Sheeran of anything.
Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you.
The vibe.
Hide the Vipe?
Hype the Vipe.
Hype the Vipe. Thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Brian, anytime there's a super chat, you gotta say it. Because it doesn't show up on my screen. So
I'm Jack Black's cool brother.
I'm Jack Black's cool brother. I think some people would say I'm Jonah Hill's brother. Whoa. Do I ever get video block like writer's block? Not really, because I'm not doing it by myself. I'm typically making stuff that's a few weeks ahead of when it's coming out. And I have other team members who are very vocal about what to do next. So I really, if I was doing it by myself, I think I would like have video block or whatever, but I don't, just because people are on top of it for me. I don't know who won that Flying V. You'll have to look through that contest. That was, I just promoted the contest. It wasn't through me. I just talked about the contest, but it wasn't actually my contest. So, but you know, when it's a movie company like Lionsgate and Gibson Guitar, they did everything the right way. So I'm sure you could look it up.
How versatile is the Boss Katana amp?
How versatile is the Boss Katana amp? Super versatile, and I mean, I can't even imagine having a Boss Katana when I was learning guitar. I'd be the luckiest guy, you know, that kind of technology didn't exist for that price. So for $350, $400, you can get an amp that's loud enough to play with any band. And then if you're just like a bedroom player or a hobby player, you can get all the Boss effects and distortions and effects right built into the amp. So, I mean, overall, it's awesome. There's other companies doing very competitive amps with them, but, you know, I work with Boss. They sponsor me, and I haven't tried any of those others because I've been working with Boss for a while. So I just have to say I love it.
It's been a while. Do you have any new action figures?
Do I have any new action? I do, actually, funny enough. I do have kids, though, you guys, so it's not like... In other words, I try to get my kids... I try and have things to do with them, right? So my son has recently gotten into the Star Wars Black Series figures, specifically Troopers. So we've started building up a little collection of Star Wars Troopers. So
You know what that is? Is that this?
that's that. Yeah, actually. We got the Star Wars Bad Batch Lego, but this is my son. I got this for me and my son. We built it together. I mean, I love toys, but you know, I'm trying to give context, right? Yes, I am a Star Wars geek, but also I'm trying to keep my kids are teenagers and they're doing their own.
Chris Crawford says, "Why are the kids' toys in your office?"
You have no idea how I have to fight for time in this room, actually. But check this out. This is Bad Batch, the Hunter. What's so funny is he's basically Rambo, the Star Wars Rambo. And when I tell my kids when I tell my kids that, they have no idea who Rambo is. So it's just funny. I get to be like, oh, well, I'll show you. Well, we're not going to watch Rambo, kids. Not going to watch Rambo. But anyway, yeah, some of that Bad Batch stuff's been fun. Hunter, as Omega. I gotta say, the Bad Batch finale I thought was amazing. Really, really, really good. Okay, a few shout outs. Chris Wheelton, Josh Norco, of course, quoting 1989 Batman. I don't have a favorite Bruce Springsteen album, but I should probably have that answer ready for next time someone asks me that. Thanks for watching Chasing Frets. Christopher Hallisey says, do I still use my Mark V? That's my Mesa Boogie, which is owned by Gibson now, funny enough. I still have it. Owen Hughes, thank you. Frank Rawlings, you get your shout out. Paul Lawson, what's my favorite movie? Well, I'm a 80s kid. So when pressed, I would say Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, you can't go wrong with And there we go. Demonetization. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And I always go Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. I have a, I'm going to name drop. I was at this party once 12 years ago. And I was specifically there to jam some guitar with some people. It was in LA. And Carrie Elways was at the party. The star of Princess Bride. You know, what's his name in the movie? Wesley, yes. So he was at this party, and we played like 3 or 4 Beatles songs together, and he sung the songs, and he was hilarious.
The Man in Black.
The Man in Black.
Pirate Roberts. He's got a lot of
Dread
things
Pirate Roberts, yeah. Yeah, and so anyway, nothing else to report other than we, played a few songs together, and there's no way he would remember it. But yeah, Princess Bride's pretty good. My kids they didn't get sucked into that one though. But anyway, yeah, I would say Raiders of the Lost Ark. My dad took me, I was probably 5 years old, 6 years old. Brian and I already knew each other. That's crazy. But anyway, I appreciate the support. Let me know other topics you'd like to see. Next Saturday, I'm going to do a live stream again. And I'm going to grab a few of my acoustics to talk about. So I have a few of those. So that's it for now. Couple more shout outs here and we're done.
Do you know who did the soundtrack for Princess Bride?
Yeah, I do. The soundtrack for Princess Bride. Mark Knopfler. And he did the Romeo and Juliet is I get requests for a lot. That's the main theme of that. Although I will say I don't think he did the fake or score, the orchestration. I don't think he did that part of that movie.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Goonies. I love Goonies. Oh, by the way, Short Round and Data from Goonies and Temple of Doom turned 50 yesterday. Short Round turned 50 yesterday. All right. I haven't played a Player Series Telecaster, so I'm not sure. I know you want to know. I do not know. But if you play a guitar and you like the way it plays, bam, feel it. If you like it, then it's good. All right. Well, that's it for now, folks. Time to eat some lunch. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. See you soon.